from Universal Unity, and thank you so much for joining me today. Today we are going to talk about the power and ability for us to ground and use our metaphysical tools and practices. What that means is we are spirit beings, we are energetic beings, and how we move through these various energetic times, spring and fall equinox, cosmic alignments, anything like that, solar and lunar eclipse, full moons, anything that is cosmically connected to our planet, we are all connected with as well. And because being energetic bodies, we are also flowing through those energy periods. The fall equinox that was started on September 22nd allowed us to, back in ancient times as well, as allowing us to move through the darker aspects of all that we are. Because remember that there's always a balance, there's always that balanced aspect. We are one energy, which is the source energy, creator energy, God source energy. And it's what we believe to be true that shades that with the darker energies, with the darker thoughts or the darker definitions or fearful definitions, anything like that, which then creates behaviors, actions in that manner as well. So it's the better understanding of those definitions and beliefs that can allow us to break free from those darker aspects and behaviors and all of those things that, turn into habit, and allow us to lift the veil and become more illuminated aspects of the divine, which is the divine essence of who we are. And this is allowing us to become more lighter, more illuminated, more shiny, more brighter, because the more light that we allow to show, because we are all light, we are all energetic light beings, it's the beliefs that cloud us and weigh us down. It's how we believe ourselves to be true. Our most strongest beliefs will allow us to unfold in those manners. So if our beliefs are negative, if our beliefs are fearful and doubtful, if our beliefs are carried forward from many other incarnations and other lives that are clouding our judgments, then those need to be worked on and worked through and released. As they get released, then we allow the more pure light of who we are, the more pure light of our spirit essence to shine forth, and allow that spirit illuminated essence to show and to move forward in that lighter aspect of body. And so how we can do that is by allowing our physical bodies practicing different techniques, and that is through visualizations. It's through really deep breathing, a lot of deep breathing exercises to move the energy around. We are at the highest point of energy streams right now than we've ever been, and so that's just what's going on right now. And so it's pretty intense. I know this is the most intense time I've felt my physical body go through. And so the deep breathing really, really helps allow the energy to move through us. A lot of us are getting sent a lot of information from a lot of different areas, and depending on how attuned you are, depending on how open you are to this energy, it can get a bit heavy and clogged at times. So there needs to be a checkpoint, at your chakras. What do I feel that's being triggered in me? How can I move through this? And what are my belief systems around this as it's coming through? There are no accidents. You're moving across these experiences for a reason, and it's because these are the things you had to move through in this lifetime. And so for some of us, we're moving through a lot of different things in one lifetime just to get it over with. We've spent a lot of lifetimes in other roles, but now is the time to really become illuminated. And so there's a few really deep-seated beliefs and behaviors that have become habit that we've carried forward from many, many incarnations. So that's what we're working through. And this is what the fall equinox is all about. It's about bringing those aspects of what we think are dark, of what we think are bad or nasty, bringing them to the forefront so that we can heal and love it. Because remember, we are all light. We are all one loving energy. It's just that what we think and believe or what we've taught and been conditioned, society has wanted us to act a certain way, behave a certain way, think a certain way, do things a certain way. And when any of us have ever stepped out in any of our incarnations to be a more lighter person, or even people that are even outside the box, like Robin Williams, he was so profound, and his energy was so profound that he was just one of those energies that hits the world like a pulsar, because his energy is just so profound. He's not like the other comedians. He's unique, he's different, and I really felt um, the global heaviness of when he passed, because he allowed us to see that you can be different and successful. You can be someone that just goes with it. There is no constraints. There was nothing constraining about him whatsoever. And it was just beautiful to watch him and to allow his spirit to be who he was, and we loved him for it. So um, that it's allowing us to be reflective in that manner, and say, it's okay for us to be who we are. We're not going to be persecuted any longer. We're not going to be confined for what we believe. We've come that far. We're not going to be left out in the cold. We're not going to be alone and lonely if we say that we believe in these things of God's source energy, of our divine essence as spirit, the things that all the masters walked the earth with and taught for generations, thousands and thousands of years ago. It's okay for us to be this way. It's okay for us to walk forward in our clarity. It's okay for us to be who we are, and for us to illuminate that essence, because we will all band together, and the light will move us to that wonderful fifth dimensional footing that is what we're preparing ourselves for. That our bodies are being prepared. So there's no two ways about it. I know that I would have never been able to predict what my body has been going through the last 2 months. So it's been really profound. And then sometimes the experiences that we've had, like I've had UFO sightings and things like that in the spring, when things were really light and charismatic and free flowing, from the spring to the summer. And then as soon as September hit, I get once in a while, but not as often as they were. It was like every other morning. And so, now it's really backed off because there's a lot of heavy things that need to be moved through, and that's the focus right now, is to get through these really the last set of negative vibrations that really have to be cleared, and a lot of it is other incarnational traumas, and because these are the most challenging, because we don't necessarily remember all of our incarnations, it's not for us to do that. However, what we can do in this physical life is we can understand what our difficulties keep coming up against. So if there's fear around, people knowing who you are or all about you, or there's fear of allowing yourself to be free and authentic, those are things that can trigger other life traumas that need to be healed, for you to move forward. And so these are the things that we're moving through right now. What are the aspects that really trigger me to feel upset or frustrated, and why? And get to those belief patterns that you can set free, and you can allow love and light to enter, those spaces that, have been dark and heavy for so long. And so these are the things we're moving for. It's not for anyone to judge or allow you to feel any certain way, because they can only do that if you're holding that vibration. And so the more that you clear and cleanse and allow these energies to move through you by grounding, visualizing, allowing yourself to understand your belief patterns and definitions and what's triggering you, then you can move through these energies, and others won't necessarily react to that energy because you're not offering it anymore. You've worked on it and it's over with. And that's when you start attracting those wonderful people that will be matching your vibration, and your whole environment will change and shift and alter because you've altered who you are. At the core level, it's not just a surface thing. I mean, some of these things go back incarnation after incarnation after incarnation, because Gaia as a whole, the species as a whole, we've had centuries of being conditioned into fear, conditioned into believing what others have to believe, into believing, the man-made structured religions and things like that. Which is fine. There's always a place for everything, and it's about inclusivity for ascension. However, there's no room for guilt. There's no room for judgment. There's no room for confinement for beliefs. There's no room for death for beliefs. There's no room for any of that. It's allowing everybody the respect to have their own way to honor their God, to honor their spirit, however that may be. It's not about all people following one way. It's about all people shining the peace and the beauty of who they are. And that's the authenticity of these times that we're moving into, which is really wonderful. So these are the things that we're moving through right now, and this fall equinox is allowing us to bring all of those aspects up that we've pushed down for so long. And the equinox is, in the fall there's more dark than there is light, as far as the sun and the moon and the cosmic alignments and so on. And because we are all one, we're all connected with our galaxy, all the cosmos that surround us. These are the things that have been, kind of symbolized since ancient times in many, many cultures, is to allow those rituals to bring forth the beauty of who we are, and allow the light to shine through on any issue that we're working on, whether it be control, judgment, fear, whatever those issues are. Allow them to come to the surface and honor it, and allow yourself to feel it, and then move into understanding it so that we can heal it and release it. There is only healing and releasing when we're owning it, when we're owning these aspects of why we get triggered and not ignoring it or pushing it down farther or covering it up with something else. And I think this is why there's so much noise. There's a cacophony of sound in our world right now, is because we're at the stage where the shift is going to happen. The fifth dimensional shift and the split off that I was talking about in many of my writings is where we've got a couple of years here, where things are really going to propel, and it's at this highest state that it's ever been right now. And we're given these opportunities, these profound cosmic opportunities, to align with these beautiful energies and to refine who we are as a person. Who do you choose to walk forward as? Who do you choose to display yourself as? What legacy do you choose to walk forward with? And I've always believed that we've always been much more as a species. We're not meant to work like dogs, until we're 65 and then have very little to show for it, and we're supposed to retire. And, so there's so many traditions that we need to work through and understand, why do these things feel the way they do for you, and to move forward and beyond them, and knowing that you're much more profound. Your life can be anything you choose it to be. And it's about us walking in our authenticity about who we are and being proud of who we are. Because the more proud you are of you, the more loving you are of you, the more accepting and brilliant you are of you, the more everybody will connect with that and follow through with you. And I've said again, you're going to experience the energy you're putting out there. So if you're putting out fear about being who you are, if you're putting out fear and judgment about who you are, we all judge ourselves in the morning as we're getting ready, all that negative self-talk that we have, as well as others too, these are the things that we need moment for moment to, discern. What energy am I emitting right now? What do I feel I'm going to get back from it? Is this serving me? Because what you emit, you will get back in some way, in some fashion. So it's about moment for moment aligning your energy so that it's going to reflect the brilliance of who you are. And that's what we want. We want to be conscious creators. We want to be intentional beings. I'm intentionally setting forth these beautiful energies for today so that I can get back that reflection, because we're worth it. And that takes a lot of courage to say that. And that's allowing us to move right into the divine feminine energy, which we've added a page on our website, so at http://universalunity.ca, and I'm going to be offering some private classes on the divine feminine and a better understanding about what that is all about. There's a lot of information out there about what different people offer this to be about, and because I work in universal energy and universal, kind of the intuitive visionary side of things, and more of the ancient studies about who we've been as a species and moving forward, this to me is more of the balance between the male and the female energies. The divine feminine is about our power from within to understand that what Gaia is going through is a rebirth. She's moving forward into rebirthing herself as a whole new body, conscious body, and we are doing that for her as well. We are rebirthing ourselves in a much more nurturing, compassionate way, the more feminine energies of that. Not to say that the male energies are anywhere imbalanced as well either, because remember, in any of our lifetimes, we've chosen the male and female bodies, counterparts, so that we can understand the life lessons in each one. We've been, we've been the softer person. We've been the more dominant person. We've had all of these different roles that we've played so that the soul in itself, the greater soul in itself, can understand these vibrations, can understand and integrate what's needed for that next life lesson. And so we've had all of these roles. We've had all of the roles as the divine feminine. We've had all the roles as the aggressor. We've had all the roles as the commander, and all of these things that we've labeled, so that we can experience ourselves as a whole person, as a more colored, so many colors to the spectrum of the rainbow. And these are why we choose these different aspects. And so what triggers us within these different aspects? What triggers you within that male energy? Is there fear, or is there domination? All of those things we need to work on and move forward from. And that's what the divine feminine energy is about. It's about allowing these things to come forth and nurture it and give love and compassion to it, just as a mother does a child. And this is what we're moving in right now. We're rebirthing as a whole species into the illuminated galactic human. Because as we move forward in compassion and love and nurturance for ourselves, we can then emit that to the rest of the galaxy, which is what we're preparing ourselves to move forward and meet and greet our greater cosmic family. And so all of these things are preparing us for all these wonderful things that are coming. Our socioeconomic will change, our education systems will change, our banking systems will change. All of these systems are going to change within a couple generations or so. But this is what the energy we're preparing. We're preparing ourselves to move beyond what we've always been, what we've always thought, what we've always believed. And we're moving into that spirit essence where it truly is infinite, infinite possibilities. And we have the power to create it all. So, feel free to check forth on the pages for the Divine Feminine classes. I do things on a private basis because we opened it up to people on certain days, and not everybody could make it. So I'm just booking private appointments so that I can work down around their schedules, so I can work around your schedules. The prices are very reasonable because I do pack a lot in on every teaching. And we work through these belief systems. We work through the path that you really want to design for yourself and be clear about who you are, more intentional creating from the spirit level. And then walking forth on that path and setting clear definitions for yourself, and then moving beyond that and allowing this expansion to be fully brilliant for you, where you can experience miracles and, multidimensional experiences in your meditations or your dreams. I've got lots of experiences I'll be writing about in my books. They're coming out in December, hopefully December 11th, around there. So feel free to watch out for that too. And then our Sacred Site Tour is April of 2015 to Sedona. So we're super excited about that because there's a vortex, energy vortex that obviously most people are aware of. And I think because it's going to be the spring and we've worked through all this, these last kind of heavy energies, it's going to be really profound. So that's the intention that I'm moving forward with in the spring of our Sacred Site Tour, our very first one. So please feel free to join us. We're only taking a very small group so that we can make sure that it's fully packed with a lot of personal attention. We're going to be meditating and discussions and so on. So really enmesh yourself in this energy, propel yourself in really wonderful ways, because you deserve it. We're all divine essence. We're all connected at the highest of levels. And it's about us remembering that now. And it's about us seeing and experiencing these things now, which is quite miraculous. So grounding ourselves and visualizing that grounding from the core center of who we are as a physical aspect, and grounding it into the core aspect of Gaia. Because there's always that cyclical energy, and we have to move this energy, especially with everything that's coming at us right now. There's a lot of stuff coming at us right now. And for us to understand it, it needs to move, it needs to flow. And that's why if you have any blockages, if you have any pains in certain areas of your body, there's probably energy that's not moving as fluidly as it could. So take time as much as you can throughout your day to do deep breathing, breathing in the godlike essence, or the creator essence, life force essence. These beautiful streams of energy that are coming from our central sun, which is a male energy, by the way, and the moon, which is our feminine energy. And we're breathing in that beautiful God sense essence, and then we're releasing all of the energy that no longer serves us, and allowing those things to be free-flowing and smooth. And your pains can really be released with, spontaneously. That's how powerful these practices are of grounding, breathing, really deep breathing as often as possible, spending as much time in nature as you can, touching the earth, trees, being with trees and plants. all of these things are healing and taking the energy from us, and very cyclical, and allowing this process to continue. And there's no blockages or heavies that's weighing us down. And then, of course, meditation to kind of cut out all of the sounds and the cacophony of stuff going on, and allow it to be strictly peaceful time between you and your higher self, and obviously your ET friends and your galactic friends, which are always communicating to you through the higher self, through your spirit guides, as well as your dreams and your meditations. So meditations are so important if you want to kind of improve those communications and kind of move forward in that way. And you can do that through meditation and quiet time. It has to be quiet time, as the dog next door is barking. Yeah, see, the dog agrees with me. So hopefully you've had a wonderful time getting this energy. I've got the radio show that's starting in a few minutes, so I'll be signing off for today. Feel free to again check us out. I do blog posts all the time that can bring you up to speed with all of what's going on with planetary ascension, cosmic alignments, and all that kind of stuff, which I just love. Even some ET experiences I've written about. It's on the blog, universalunity.ca. Feel free to connect with me anytime, Joanna at universalunity.ca, and connect a private appointment or a private reading, whatever you like. And we will be talking to you soon. I'm on all social outlets, so look forward to tuning in and aligning with energies of what's going on right now. It's truly profound. And you are all brilliant lighted beings. So walk forward in knowing that from your heart. Be authentic in who you are, and know that you're always supported, you're always connected, and you are loved in the most unconditional and benevolent way. So I'm signing off. Namaste, dear ones, and we will be talking to you soon. Thank you so much.